So this is the upper part of the front piece that I have here. I have my pins here too. This is the center. This is the center. I'll notch it. I'll notch the center front, and then I want it to have a little bit of color. I just want to gather it a little bit. It's not going to really reflect, so it's not really going to affect the measurements that I have here. So I can just gather like 1 inch. 1 inch is just perfect. Like this, what I need. So I can also notch that part, that 1 inch. So that is it. So that will be the first thing I'll do on my machine. So I'll just gather from this point to this point. And that is it. So after I've gathered this part, I'll take the lower part of the front piece and I'll stitch it together. Okay, sorry, before then, remember we added 2.5 inches to the lower part of the front piece. Now, because of the gathers that I have here is now going to be more than the 2.5 inches that I have here. So what I will do instead is to fold the upper part of the front piece like this into 2 and try and connect it like this, just to know the exact excess that I have on the lower part of the front piece. So like this, so now I know that this is where it's going to stop. What I'll do now is just to notch that part, and after I have notched it, I'll create a kiss pleat on it. So I'm notching the center to make it easy for me to create the kiss pleat that I want to create, that I want to make. So I'll just fold it like this. You can even use your pins to make it easier. I love using my pins so much. So that is the first one, and then the second one I'll also fold it from that notch to the notch at the center, and then I'll take my pin and also notch it again. Sorry, and also pin it down, don't mind me. And that is it. So I'll stitch it, run a stitch on it to secure it. So now I've secured the kissing pleating or the kiss pleats, and I'll cut off the excesses. So the next thing now will be for me to now join the upper part and the lower part together. So I'll start from here and then run a stitch on it. So the next thing will be for me to take it to my weaving machine and then weave the edges just to secure it, and then we connect the front to the back. I can see what it is looking like already. I want to cut a belt for the dress, for the kaftan. So the belt is going to be 28 inches long. 28 inches long and 2 inches wide. Well, let's make it 26 inches. I don't want it to be too long. 26 inches long and 2 inches wide. So I'll fold it to give me 4 inches. To give me, sorry, yes. After I open it, to give me 4 inches. So I have 2 inches here. Plus sewing allowance, that will be 2.5 inches that I'll cut. So this is 2.5 inches. So I have 2 belts now. So I'll just fold them into 2 and stitch. So notch it, then do the same thing for this notch, and you can decide to cut off what is excess. So I'll just turn it out and iron it. And this is the belt. The belt is ready. So now this is the front bodice. I want to attach the belt to the front piece rather. So I have folded my front fabric into 2, front piece into 2, and then I'll mark the center, which is 10 point. This is the center. From the center I will measure my round under bust, which is 10.5. Let's just say 10.5. So we added ease allowance to it, and that is 1 inch. Let's add 1 inch, so that will give me 11.5. So from this point, this is where I'm going to be attaching the belt. This is where I should attach the belt. I'll just attach the belt like this on it, and I'll do the same thing for the other side too. So you just place your belt on that line, on the point where you want to stitch it, and then run a stitch on it, and there you have it. So you do the same thing for the other side too. Now I'll join the front piece and the back piece together, like so, from the shoulder line. I'll weave this part, then I'll join the sides together too. On the dress there is something like a patch here, so I'm going to be cutting that out and putting it on it too. So I think it shouldn't be more than this length. This is like 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. That's what I want to place here. So the first thing I want to do now is just to sew it round and turn it out so that I can place it on it like this. There is a hole here. It is that hole that I will use to turn it out. Secure it with a pin. So now I'll get the dress. I'll get the dress and then I'll place it on it like this. I'll just iron it properly. Now it's time to join the sides of the dress together. Remember we came down by 7 inches for the sleeve. This is the 7 inches, so I'll be starting my stitch from that 7 inches. So I'll just run a stitch down. So now that I have gone to weave all the sides together, you can see the weaved part because your work has to be neat. So I'll just fold the hem by 1 inch in. So I'll just go ahead and use bias to tape the sleeve part and also the neckline. I'll use bias to fold it in just to secure it and be fine, and also the other part of the sleeve, and I'll show you what it looks like when I am done.